After testing thousands of Amazon products, these are the absolute must-haves that guarantee to make your life infinitely easier. There's a portable washing machine, a lockbox specifically for your food, and the one that I'm the most excited for, a laser keyboard. Have you ever seen reviews on products that turned out to be a lie? How do you even know those reviews are real people? Today, I'm finding out and giving you an honest expert review that you can trust. Starting with this expandable chair that William says is great for kids 5th grade and below. After pulling it out of its carrying case right here, which is definitely nice for storage, it looks pretty ready to open, so let's just try it out immediately. And I am upside down, and here's the entire product unfolded. See how comfortable it is, and I would probably have to agree with William here. It's a little bit small for an adult, but seems perfect for little kids. 4 out of 5 stars. This is a portable washing machine that Annabelle uses to clean her kitchen rags at the end of the day. So after quickly putting it together, you can open it up, and there's a ton of room on the inside. Let's throw one of our rags in there. And it doesn't say how much water or soap to add, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of dish soap. And let's try just about a cup or so of water. And that should be good for just one rag, so let's close this up and check on it in 5 minutes. This is a folding expandable stool that Robert was skeptical to buy, but he's glad he did because it's lightweight and strong. There are finger holes on both sides to open it up, and you basically just twist and pull, and you can have it to your preferred height. This is all the way open, or you can twist it a little bit less and lock it shorter. And with it all the way open, let's try putting it onto the ground and standing on it and see how sturdy it is. It feels a little bit small to actually get onto here, barely big enough for both my feet and probably not good on a slippery surface, but it is definitely holding all of my weight nicely. And more likely, you'd probably just be sitting on this, and yeah, it's super comfortable to sit on, it works great, and it folds super easily. I'm with Robert on this one. 5 out of 5 stars. This is a garlic dicer that Tracy says works great for a long time and keeps her from getting sticky fingers. The top opens up here and your garlic that's peeled goes right inside. Close it back up, careful of the blade in there. And then you kind of just roll this around like a toy. Uh-oh, came apart. Maybe I didn't lock it shut enough. I'm gonna try once more. It's not easy. Okay, it gets a lot easier once you start chopping it a little bit. And here's the results that we actually got into the bowl and made a little bit of a mess with, but a lot of the garlic's still stuck inside of it. It was a little difficult to start and plenty of garlic made a mess. I'm gonna give this 2 stars. This is a wireless printer that uses no ink. Don says it's easy to use, it's a great size, but apparently the paper curls easily. So on the inside here is the thermal paper. It's a special paper for this printer that you have to use because it's a thermal printer. And then it Bluetooth connects to your phone to print. So let's try printing something out. All right, I've got it all hooked up to my phone. I'm gonna print a worksheet, and here it goes. The printing is starting. And even while it's printing, I can tell that the paper is gonna curl because it's already doing that. And I accidentally printed 2 pages of this worksheet, so it is nice and long like a CVS receipt. The quality on it is actually really good. It reads really well and didn't use any ink to do so. But I do agree with Don, the paper feels super flimsy, like it's just gonna be able to fold up and curl really easily. I'm also giving it a 4 stars. This is an anti-soggy cereal bowl that Tried says is a great size and doesn't feel like plastic. I'm gonna immediately disagree. I do think this feels like plastic, but it is a much stronger plastic, not like a water bottle or anything, so it feels like it won't break on you. Now inside one side here goes your cereal, and rather than pouring the milk on top, it just goes into the other side. And now to eat the cereal, you can just grab some of it, dip it in the milk when you're ready, and eat the spoonful. This keeps your cereal from getting soggy by sitting in the milk for 20 minutes while you eat the bowl. I actually personally prefer my cereal to be a little bit soggy, but the product does exactly what it claims and feels great. I'm giving it 5 stars. These are dispenser bag clips that Twiggles loved and decided to buy a set. After opening the back on these and opening the clear lid, you take any open bag like this, put a portion of that bag inside of the clear lid, and then our yellow piece on the outside here closes the rest of the bag. Guess you kind of lock it shut like this. Close that over. A little tricky to close, but got it there. And then bring this up a little bit and close the lid into this. And then you've got your bag like this, so it is relatively sealed all the way through. And to pour from it, you just flip open the cap here, and then you can turn it over and just pour out whatever is in the bag. These feel pretty low quality, but they do work in a sense. You just have to fidget around with it a bit. I'm gonna give them 3.5 stars. This is a secret water bottle that Tom says has so much storage inside, he can even store his car keys. So it looks like a regular water bottle, but the bottom actually twists open and gives you this little storage container. And it also comes with a secondary bag for storage as well. I'm gonna throw some money into the storage container it comes with and lock that shut. And then into the actual water bottle, let's see if some car keys can fit. And yeah, even bulky car keys are fitting nicely into there. Then you just twist the bottom back onto it. And I'm realizing that the bottom probably should be filled with water and not an actual secret item. So let's store our money in that secret pouch instead and close that shut, get it back into there. And now it's all stored up. You can kind of see the products through the top of it right there though. So if you look close enough, it's not too much of a secret. But from far away, sitting on your counter, it does look a little bit secretive. So it does have a lot of space, but I see kind of a flaw in the fact that you can see the items inside. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. And after further investigation, if you do fill the water bottle with water on the top and bottom containers, which is still separate from your stuff, you can no longer see anything inside of it on either the bottom or the top. I'm updating this to 5 stars. This is a basting brush that Bonnie says makes it easy to baste. I've got some garlic butter right here, and you can see the brush has this little insert into here where the garlic butter can actually go into to help you baste. So let's just get it filled up, kind of scoop all that into the brush, and you can see it on the inside. And then as you go to baste this, it's gonna slowly release from the inside right there and actually baste onto whatever you're putting it onto. You can see more and more coming out onto the bread. And not only that, but it also sits off of the counter. So whenever you're done, you can put this back onto the counter, and the design of it makes it so that there's actually room underneath the brush there so you don't get your counter dirty with that basting brush. This is perfect and an excellent kitchen gadget, 5 stars. This is an automatic mouthwash dispenser that Angie says feels high quality and works great. And I immediately agree with the quality. It feels really high quality, and filling it was super easy by just twisting open the top and pouring in your mouthwash. It comes with 2 cups and they both magnetize to the top, so they're not gonna just fall off. You can choose how much mouthwash you actually want to dispense up here, and then you just take a cup, put it under here where it magnetizes, and it automatically dispenses for you so you can take your mouthwash. Angie, we're on the same page, 5 stars. This is a USB rechargeable battery that Cole gives an A+. So I've already charged this one up, but all you do is plug in a USB-C cord into it and then put that into a box to plug in the USB. And now I'm gonna take a device that's already working with AA batteries, as you can hear, replace one of those AA batteries with this rechargeable one to make sure it works. And the moment of truth, still works with the rechargeable battery in there. These are awesome and definitely can save you money, 5 stars. This is a bottle opener that Appaporn says it makes it so easy to open with. I've got a beer bottle here, and I guess all you do is push it down on the top. So let's put it in and give it a shot. Push down, twist, lift. Uh-oh. Let's try that one once more. Onto the top, push down, lift up. There we go, it comes right off. I'm doing one more because that was super satisfying. Right on the top, push down and up. Oh, and it even held the cap onto it that time because it is magnetic. After an user error, this one worked perfectly, even better than I expected, 5 out of 5 stars. These are smart sunglasses that Gabriella says are really cool because they're not too loud with playing music, but just loud enough. So they feel really comfortable and fit me nice and well. And on the side is the power button that turns them on and then connects them to Bluetooth. So I've got them Bluetooth connected to my phone, and now apparently this button can also be used to talk to Siri. Hey Siri, play music on Spotify. And it's playing right now. And honestly, the audio quality is really good for these for their price point. You can also do the standard things like play, pause, go to next, all those sorts of things that you would expect. And for what these are, they actually work very, very well. I agree with Gabriella here. I'm giving these 5 stars. This is an automatic stirrer that Gigi says is great for when you're cooking 2 things at once, so you can have your hands free. The stirring portion of this goes through the little hole right here, and then you use the clamp on the bottom to clamp onto your pot, just like this. And then after you center the blade onto there, it goes right into whatever you're stirring. The nozzle on the back here twists to turn on the stir as much as you want it to, and that is at full speed. You can see there's a second blade on the top there for if it was more liquid in your pot. You can actually see the blade hitting the entire bottom of my pot right here. Obviously, if it was a bigger one, it probably wouldn't be so, but for this one, it's perfect. I think this is definitely super useful. I agree with Gigi, this is 5 stars. These are removable waterproof labels that Sakshi says are easy to use, waterproof, but he's annoyed by the little red peel here on them. So it comes in a pack of 8 million of them, and I typically like to write directly on my creamy containers right here, but instead let's try the labels. So after writing whatever you want on the labels, you can peel them off, stick them onto your containers that you're putting in the fridge, freezer, whatever, so you know what it is. And I do see what he means by the peel here. Doesn't really bother me much though. And apparently they're waterproof, so let's try that out too. And the label feels fine, but I think I might have used a reusable pen that came right off in the water, which I think actually worked to my convenience. And then when you're done, you can just peel them right off, throw them away, or potentially reuse them, but they don't feel too sticky to me anymore. Overall, these definitely work as expected. I wish they were a little bit more reusable, but at least it comes with a bunch of them. I'm giving them 4 stars. These are portable soap sheets that Isabella says are great for camping. So inside are all of the soap sheets individually wrapped, and you basically just take one out, add water onto it, and then lather your hands with it. And I thought I had 3 originally, but I think it was one of them that just kind of split apart. So I'm gonna use a couple more. And yeah, look how soapy that got my hands with just the little sheets. Now you would just wash your hands as normal while camping and save the rest of them for later. These work perfectly as expected, 5 stars. These are beer sticks that Jennifer says are a perfect gift. I just took it out of the freezer so you can see it's nice and frosted and cold on the whole thing. And then it's as simple as dropping it into your beer, which you might have to drink a little bit first. Gotta take 1 sip before you put it in, but then you can just drop it into your beer. It sits on tops there and clicks into it. And now on the inside, you have that ice cold stick keeping your beer cold, and you can still even drink from it. They're a little bit inconvenient because you have to get them cold before using them, so you have to plan ahead of time, but they do work as expected. I'm gonna give them 4 stars. This is a rotary cheese grater that Sue says it's not too big and it's perfect for grating cheese. I will say it's relatively large, but it does come apart into a couple different pieces, so it's not too bad for storage. And it assembles really easily just by clicking a few things into place. You do have to cut up the block of cheese a bit to actually get it to fit into here, but then it's electric, so let's see how well it actually grates it. And in under 10 seconds, we have half a block of cheese perfectly grated. I agree with Sue, it's great for grating cheese. It's a little bulky for storage, and cleanup is not the easiest thing in the world. Since there's a few parts you're gonna have to clean cheese out of, I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. These are reusable straws that Lynn says she loves using for smoothies because they're super easy to clean. So it comes with 4 of them and looks just like a regular straw. And after using them to drink, regular straws are pretty hard to clean out. So these ones actually fold fully open just like this, so you can actually get to the inside of the straw right there completely flat, easy to clean. And then of course they fold back up into a regular straw after. These are the best reusable straws I've ever seen. Easy 5 stars. These are food storage huggers that Marabi says are great because they're reusable and safer from using plastic. I've got a ramekin full of sauce right here, and I just have to match up the right size of these food huggers, and then it just slides onto the top of it right here. And now you've got it nice and airtight stored inside of this. I do like that it comes with 5 of these for different sizes, but honestly, the largest size is a little bit small for me, and they're not easy to pull apart and fit onto anything. In fact, they're not stretchy at all. So that makes me think they're a bit limited. I'm gonna give these 3 stars. This is an electric pot that Ruvik says is great for cooking a variety of things. It plugs into the handle right here, and then I'm gonna throw some leftovers into here and see how quickly we can heat it back up. We'll throw on the lid, turn on the heat all the way. You can turn it to 250 or 600 watts, which who knows what that means. And I'll be back with you guys when this food is hot inside of here. It's been under 3 minutes and our food is already fully reheated from straight out of the fridge. In fact, I might have already over reheated this. You can see how steamy it is and how well cooked that already is, and it's starting to burn in just 3 minutes. It's incredible how fast this was. I'm giving this 5 stars. This is a lockbox for your fridge or pantry that Horror Life says is bigger than expected and works great. After choosing and setting your own code, you just twist to open this, store whatever you want inside. I want to keep the goldfish safe from my wife, and then close it back up, turn these, and obviously now it can't be unlocked until you go to the right code. It is super lightweight. It's really easy to use. I think it's a bit bulky if you want to just store one thing in here, so I'm gonna give it 4 stars. This is a smart digital notebook that Siva says is great for her kids because they love saving their drawings. So it looks like a regular notebook, but it actually connects to your phone. When you start writing on the notebook over here, it automatically syncs to the left side. You can also choose your color on the bottom right here if you want to change it to something like green just by tapping on it with the pencil, and then choose your stroke size by tapping on it as well. So let's go thicker. And then again, you can just draw something and save a drawing. And if you don't want to use the physical notebook, it also comes with one that you can use their stylus on, and it has the exact same features. This is probably the best smart notebook I've ever seen. Easy 5 stars. This is a paper towel dispenser that Connor says is easy to use and refill. It opens from pulling on the little latch down here and then twisting it open to refill it. So I agree with Connor, it is definitely easy to refill. Your paper towel goes on the inside, and then you hang out a little bit as you close it. And now the gadget kind of trains itself. It retracts. Then you put your hand in front to get paper towel. It gives you a bit extra the first time because it wants you to tear it off where you want it, which trains it how much to give you the next time you wave your hand in front. Now you get exactly 1 piece of paper towel. It always retracts the extras back in, so you can hold your hand there for multiple, and if you don't use it, it goes back in a couple of seconds. You can mount it under your cabinet or wherever you actually want to put this thing. It's a little bit bulky, but honestly a really well designed product. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. This is a reusable lint roller that Katie says works well with cat hair. After playing with my cat for just a couple minutes, my shirt is covered, so let's try out the product. So it comes fully sealed like this, and then you can push right here where it says press. It pops open the lid, and you get this lint roller that feels incredibly sticky. Let's try rolling this down my shirt. And I mean, look at my shirt, there's no more cat hair at all. And on the actual product, we are covered in cat hair. I'm gonna see if I can run it under water now and remove all of that hair so it's reusable. Unfortunately, after running it under water, it pretty much removed none of the hair that got on it. So it's an excellent lint roller, but it is limited and not reusable like it claims. I'm gonna have to give it 3 stars. And after further investigation, after running it under hot water, it actually did remove all or almost all of the hair on it. So since you need hot water to reuse this, it's not 100% convenient on the go if you were to keep it in your car, but it is reusable. So I'm gonna give this 4.5 stars. The 5-minute wash cycle is done on this. Let's check on it. It is nice and soapy and dirty in there. The rag is completely drenched in this soap water, and it even has a dry cycle that you could use after. The drain on the back works really well for getting the water out, and then it does collapse nice and small for storage. This one's actually pretty convenient if you don't want to throw your rags in a whole wash of laundry. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. This is a self-extinguishing candle that Tara says everyone asks her about. So you choose how much candle you want to burn before you even start burning, and then clamp it onto this thing right here. It holds it into place, and then you just light the wick of the candle. And now apparently as it burns down, once it gets to the clamp, the candle is gonna burn out for you so that you don't have to worry about putting the candle out. This candle definitely has a unique scent. It's a very strong beeswax scent, but let's see if it actually burns out. We'll check on it in a few minutes. This is a digital tape measure that Amy Lou's dad loves using for both short and long distances. It has this little roller on the bottom for detecting distances. So for example, if I wanna measure my counter height, I just set it at the edge, roll it across, and let's measure to right there. And you can see it tells you exactly how many inches that was. You can also set it to circumference mode to measure the circumference. So let's try that. Bring it all the way around. And that is definitely a little trickier to do, but there you go. Now you have the circumference of the glass. It's super small, and this product is awesome and super convenient. Easy 5 stars. This is a self-stirring glass that Miki bought for her husband because he makes a mess every day making his protein shakes. So it opens pretty wide on the lid right here, and there's the actual mixer. And I'm gonna throw in a scoop of powder, put the lid back on, and click the little heart button right here, which is gonna do the mixing. I will say that mixer looks awfully slow in there and like it's not really doing too much. Let's give it a second though, maybe it'll speed up. So it did take a little bit over a minute for this to get fully to speed, but it's completely silent and now does look like it's mixing pretty well. And there's our final result after mixing for probably about 2 minutes. It looks about 75% mixed, I would say, after running this for 2 minutes. It does start to get faster and faster, so maybe if I left this another 5 minutes, it might be better mixed, but who's waiting that long to mix something? You can see all of the powder still on the top of this. It doesn't do what it says. I'm gonna have to give it 1 star. This is a handheld ink printer that L-Race uses to put their name on everything, apparently. So you can set up text here and edit the text super easily to say whatever you want, or even choose files or images and upload them. And then once you have it ready, you just click this little red button right here and print on whatever you want. I'm gonna go all out and try this on my arm for the first time. Here we go. Hopefully it doesn't hurt. I think it's just ink. Oh no. That smeared a little bit. Let's try it once more. Okay, so it's unsuccessful on your arm, but it doesn't claim to work it on your arm, so let's try on paper instead. And here we go. Almost perfect. Let's try once more. Oh no, I'm not sure why this one's not coming out perfectly with that first letter. So through quite a few attempts, I only got one of them to come out exactly perfectly. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong. I really wish this worked better, but unfortunately I have to give it 2 stars because it almost never works perfectly. So after playing around for a few more minutes, I actually figured it out. If you start it on the roller and kind of slide it into it, it doesn't miss the first letter anymore. So kind of like this, and then there you go. It comes out perfect every time if you just use it correctly, which means you gotta do this. The candle now finished burning all the way down, and as you can see, the wick went out on its own, so you can just unclamp it, take the candle out, and save it again for next time. This works as expected and is a nice safety prevention. I'm gonna give it 5 stars. This is a non-spill drink holder that Stephanie says makes it basically impossible to spill. I've got a cup here that I'm gonna fill up about halfway with water. And then I guess you just hold it by this little rope piece right here, and you can kind of just move it around, and pretty awesome. It's definitely holding it nice and upright while I'm just kind of moving, and if you were kind of bringing this back and forth. But let's go for the ultimate test. Let's flip this upside down. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this to flip all the way around and not spill. 3, 2, 1. And oh my God, it is still on there. Absolutely no spills. This thing's incredible, 5 stars. This is a fingerprint lock that Anthony says he likes because he doesn't like to speak to people at his gym, and now he can unlock his lock much quicker. So I already connected this through my phone, set up my fingerprint with it, and now it is completely locked. If I try to use my middle finger, for example, to unlock it, nothing is gonna happen and it's gonna blink red. But if I use my thumb, which I've already set up, it immediately unlocks in about 1 second, and now I can open it up, lock it back up, and nobody else can unlock it. I think this is a really good lock. I'm giving it 5 stars. This is a laser keyboard that Justin says is just as easy to use as a regular keyboard. So when you first put it down onto the table, it projects a keyboard onto the table, but unfortunately, I've tried this on both white and black surfaces, and that keyboard is just super dim and hard to see. I'm still gonna try typing on it, even though I can barely see the keyboard, and oh my God, it's actually typing perfectly to my phone. You just kind of have to know where the keys are without seeing the full keyboard. Let's see if I can type a little faster. And no, it starts to fail if you type fast. Because it's hard to see and you have to type slow on it, it's not super practical. I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. This is a portable fan that Chelsea gave to her husband who works outside all summer, and he loves it. It has a clip on the back, so you can clip it right onto your belt buckle, and then you just hit the power button. Whoa. That's hitting my face with air immediately. And there's 3 speed settings, and wow, that's like a full air conditioner on my face. This thing's super strong for how small it is. I'm actually giving it 5 stars. This is gonna be perfect for using outside. This is a toothbrush sanitizer that Jean says keeps her toothbrush sanitary for an entire trip. It simply pops open like this, and then you can store your toothbrush inside of it. So it fits right into the slot here, and the head right in the top there, and then you close it shut, and uh-oh, might not be big enough for this toothbrush. See if I can squeeze this in a little better. And now you have a toothbrush cover for traveling that also has a sanitizer built in. Now, I have no way of knowing if the sanitizer is actually working or doing anything, but as a toothbrush cover, it's pretty great. It's nice and sleek. I'm gonna give this 4.5 stars. This is a dish soap dispenser that Leah Babe says can put soap on her sponge better than she can. After filling the bottom with soap and just laying a sponge on top, all you do is push it down, get a nice push into there, and I think you need to prime it a little bit first. Let's do that. And there we go. Now soap is starting to come out and there's a nice soap spot onto here. And of course, as the sponge gets wet, you can just capture all the water on the top little lid right here and rinse that out eventually, but that'll also help it get more soapy for the next time. I find this to be a little bit bulky for the sink, but definitely does work well. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. This is a counter mat that's apparently fast drying, and Matt says it's great quality and works perfectly, so let's try it out by the sink. So say you've got a sponge that's soaking wet with water afterwards, you can drain a little bit out, but then you go ahead and just put it on top of this mat right here, which is gonna collect all the water underneath it. And because it's stone, it's supposed to dry super quickly, and yeah, you can already see the mat starting to dry a bit. I think it also looks really nice on the sink right here and does what it says. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. This is the Lifty Loo, which is a toilet seat lifter. Allison says it sticks on easily and helps her lift the toilet seat, so let's go stick one on. So now that it's attached, rather than lifting the toilet seat with your hand, you can actually just grab the Lifty Loo instead, and it's gonna lift up the toilet for you so you don't have to touch the toilet seat. Not super necessary, but it does do what it says. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. This is a coin organizer that Ava says is great, but has weird coin sizes. I've already filled it with a portion of my coins, and I do agree. It holds coins really nicely, but there's no nickel slot. It's kind of just another quarter one, and same with the penny one. It's not really the right size, but it does work for getting out coins of every size. It's a little bulky, but great for organization. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. This is a cooling car seat that Katie said keeps her back from getting sweaty. It's got a switch to control fan speed from high, low, or off. And I don't feel a ton coming through, but actually a little bit of air kind of hits my back, and I do feel a cooling effect on my back that's actually pretty pleasant. Though I will say the fan is a little bit loud. In a car, air conditioning is also loud, so the fan doesn't really bother me in the car, and it works pretty well. I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. This is a car LED sign that Freddie says is easy to install and you can see it well from the outside. Now it does have to be plugged in. You could probably plug in a power bank or something like that, but then the actual setup of it you can control through a custom app. And once you choose your design, you can turn it on and it does display really nicely through the window right there. And you can even rotate the design or play with it a little bit to make it a little bit more fun. It is really cool. I wish that it was battery powered so you didn't have to deal with the cord. For that reason, I'm giving it 4 stars. If you want to see a part 2 to this video, like and subscribe.